King David 9, Victoria. If you need me to turn the amplifier on, I will. I've got one here, but you're so strong, I'm assuming you're hearing me okay. Just running barefoot here, ICOM 7300 to a 6-band vertical. Over.
Roger. Well, I suggest that if you got a PA, I would go ahead and turn it on, because we are running a kilowatt here, so that may be why you're hearing me so well, Roger.
That may be why you're hearing me so well, Roger.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'll have to tune her up. Take me a minute or two. I usually leave it tuned in for 6 meters, but we can fire it up and we'll come back and see if it makes a difference, Jim. Okay?
Roger that. Roger that. Well, we'll tread water here for a moment. What's the name there?
We'll tread water here for a moment. What's the name there?
Oh, I'm sorry. Name is Pete. Papa Echo Tango Echo. Pete.
Roger, Pete. Make a note of that. Although I do not have the right pin. I've got 7 or 8 pins, and they're all in about the same condition, but there's one in that 7 or 8 that is remarkable. I haven't run across it yet, but I will sometime as I use them and realize that's not the right pin. But anyway, Pete's finding his PA and kind of peaking it up there for max smoke, or should I say maximum signal. We don't like to say smoke when we're tuning up a PA, because that could be very problematical. Sometimes that's a scary thing, particularly if somebody says boo in the background as you're trying to fire up your amp and get it tuned up. Those are very, shall we say, interesting times as you're tuning up a power amplifier. You know, it's recommended that you tune it up gradually, piece by piece, signal by, a little stronger signal and all that stuff. But I'm pretty much on 7188, so I'm pretty much pedal to the metal there when we start tuning up. And I have had some flashovers, which is not good, because once you have a flashover on a plate or a load condenser, variable condenser, it puts a deposit on there and kind of a peak on that plate at that point. And if you have, it encourages further arcovers, particularly at that point. So the idea is to not have flashovers where you have pits and hills on your plate and tune or load capacitors. Well, let's see how Pete's doing now. How about it, Pete?
Well, let's see how Pete's doing now. How about it, Pete?
He's still hard at work getting that PA amp up, and but I do appreciate that. For folks that are thinking about checking in, if you do have a power amp, go ahead and get it set up, because we want the best foot forward when we're doing this, because we are recording it, and I'm sure that you will appreciate it when you're listening back to hear your signal as it's intended to be, not in a bunch of noise.
Intended to be, not in a bunch of noise. K9VV.
Jim from Kilo Delta 9 Victor. Finally got the amp tuned in.
Victor Station, Roger, yes, that sounds a lot better now, Roger.
Victor Station, Roger, yes, that sounds a lot better now, Roger.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I don't work HF very often. I'm mostly a UHF, VHF guy, so 6-meter tune down to 2 radios here, running the ICOM 7300, and now we're driving an ACOM amplifier, about 700 watts, and a 6-band vertical. That's the setup here. And we definitely always run transmit bandwidth wide, unless we're trying to bust a pile up, which is kind of rare for me, Jim. I don't do much contesting anymore. I've been licensed since around 1980, so I don't do much contesting. But if I hear a rare one, I'm trying to bust them, I'll drop it down to 100 to maybe 24, 2500. A little more punch. It might hear me a little better. Well, the second receiver is an RSP-DX, Jim. It's an RSP-DX, and it's a dedicated receive-only antenna. It's an end-fed 5-band wire, end-fed 5-band. The receiving antenna actually hears better than my vertical, so this depends on conditions. So your signal report, when you're coming in direct off my transmit antenna, my 6-band vertical, about an S7, and on the little SDR, the RSP-DX, with the wire antenna, about an S8, so very good. And I think I wrote your call sign down wrong, so you might want to give it to me. I think I wrote it down as Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Tango Golf, but I know that's wrong. Anyway, back to you from King David 9 Victor Victor, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Roger, Pete, call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And now that last transmission, I've got a spectrum analyzer tied to, I'm receiving him on a 7300 basically, and I've got a spectrum analyzer tied to the audio there, and so I see frequency response just very wide from probably about 65 cycles up to the top there, around 29 plus a little bit. So it really looks good and sounds good, Roger.
Oh, very good, Jim. I appreciate it. And now I got your web page up. When I typed in the other call sign, it came up license expired. I said, I don't think he'd be on the air if his license was expired. I appreciate the report there on the audio. Yeah, the ICOMs do a good job constraining their audio there. They do a really, really good job. So, Jim, you might tell me what you're running. I think I gave you my rundown, and your audio's great. You sound fantastic. I don't have an analyzer here to give you any hard numbers, but I'll tell you, to my ear, it's like you're right here in the room. So, back to you. KC9VKV, Kilo Delta 9 Victor Victor.
Roger, Pete, we're running a 7300, a homebrew condenser mic into a 7300 basically, and then into a SV220 up to a resonant dipole antenna. And we do recommend dipole antennas as being particularly effective. And a lot of people don't realize, but a dipole antenna can be relatively directional, depending, because as you look at those radiation curves coming off the antenna, they come broadside to the antenna. So if one were to string their dipole broadside to the target area, they would probably increase their signal to the target area quite a bit, Roger.
No, Roger, for sure. Yeah, I just looked at your QRZ page there. Let's see here. New Albany, Indiana. I think you're south of me. Let's see if this map wants to come up. Oh boy, yeah, you're down close to Louisville. You're definitely way south of me, Jim. I'm up here in Fort Wayne, so doing a good job. Well, hopefully we stirred up some activity and more people will jump on in and check out their radios there. Again, I don't get on HF too much, but wasn't doing a whole lot this afternoon, Jim, so just kind of scanning around. Usually in the morning you can find me on Meteor Scatter, 6 meter or 2 meter FT8. I like to play around with that a little bit too. So Jim, I'll send it back to you. I'll just listen for a while and hopefully you get some more check-ins there. Go back, wrote your call. Oh, you may want to give me that website too. I'll give that a listen tomorrow as well. KC9 Victor Kilo Victor from King David 9 Victoria.
9 Hotel Uniform.
Right, standby hotel uniform, just clearing with the station. Pete, well, listen, it's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording. So it's KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook on a YouTube search. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3200, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Oh, Roger. Hey, Jim, real quick, by the way, I like the other station here. What's my signal report with the amplifier on?
Gosh, I don't, I'm loaded so easily RF-wise in the front end of my receiver that my S-meter is not functioning, will not function at that level, but I do have a VU meter tied to the audio output, so, and it's adjusted, calibrated for 0 level on your voice, and when you stop speaking, then it's the, the resonant noise, the residual noise comes through, and it looks like you're about 8 over my local noise level. Roger?
Oh, Roger. Okay, thank you, Jim. Yeah, you're a solid 10 over, very little QSC at this short range, obviously. Thank you, Jim. Let the other station get in. 7-3s all around, and good afternoon to everybody from Fort Wayne, Indiana. King David 9, Victor. We'll be clear and just listening.
Roger, Pete, 73, sir. Have a good afternoon. And now that other station. This is KC9VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.